I am here. Let me just clean things up a little bit. And also turn down the music. Trying to get audio to where it is. All right. Well. Oh. Sorry. Time to turn that off. Okay. Okay. So, how is everyone doing? I'm sorry that I'm eating. I've kind of been running around, to be very honest with you. But what we're looking at today, more than likely, is some more inlay stuff. Now, I just put out the video where I went through the Wrath prototype guitar. Now, during that, I mentioned that I had designed the 6 other 7 Deadly Sins guitars, which got a couple of people interested in seeing the drawings for the other 6. So I'm thinking that maybe today we'll have a look at those drawings. What do you think? Seriously, I'm so sorry for eating right now. I have to eat something so I don't freaking pass out. And I have, what's it called, misophonia for eating noises. That's one of my triggers. So me eating on stream is very, in a way, hypocritical for me to do, but you know. Alright. I'm going to use my laptop as the monitor for the stream because it is way more up to speed than my phone. So, how's the music level, by the way? Let's have a look here. How's the music level, by the way? Let's have a look here. It's alright. Yeah. I need to climb over everything now. Okay, so drawings, huh? You guys want to see drawings? Well, I believe that I have drawings. So let's have a look at them. Not quite sure which is which. Oh, there they are. Found them. But I'll pull out the rest. So we'll have a good look at some of the designs that I've had. And, well, yeah. I guess the easiest way would be to spread them out on here. Really. So let's make some room. Move some tools. Drop said drawings over and over. Alright. Yeah. I'll try and lay these out on the table here so you can actually have a look at them properly. But we'll find out what everything is. That's just sketch paper, that is. I know for a fact that these, those are newer, well, semi-new. So we'll have a look at those in a bit. But I believe there is the majority. Hi, Elite Gunner. Welcome to the stream. All right, let's have a look at this. So what we're doing now is essentially we are looking over some of the drawings and guitar designs that I've made in the past due to me showing off the Wrath guitar. So, oh, here we go. Starting off with something fairly familiar. So this is Johnny's 5-string headless bass that I just built for him last year. Wonder how well you can actually see this stuff. Not very. Maybe if I pull this out, you won't see it a bit better. Up against the white. Let's see. Well, I guess it's a bit better. But yeah, so that's that one. That is a guitar that never got made. We'll see if it ever gets made. We'll custom order from somebody who then never got back to it. Alright, so here we are. So what we're going to be looking at, I'm really sorry for all the crinkly noises, but what we're going to be looking at is the 7 Deadly Sins guitars that I have designed ages and ages ago. I think these drawings themselves, I think these were drawn around, I want to say 2015, 2016, something like that. So, I know for a fact that this is going to be Lust. Yep. IP Lust. So it is a B-style 7-string with a massive rose inlay on the fretboard. Yeah. I can't remember, because all of these had particular reasoning behind why they are the shape that they are. And Jay had a lot of input on these as well, so he helped out. One of the really cool things about it is the headstock design here. So that is basically two like Skirvison type headstocks, basically in one, with the middle part completely, you know, there's nothing there. That's just air. So if I would ever make this, it would definitely be quite an ordeal. But fun. And these designs, these are drawn out on baking paper because I didn't have any sketch paper back then. Oh, what's this now? Okay. Oh, this is where I was teaching the one-to-one drawing. And if that is correct, then that means that I am very sorry to disappoint. I will have to get back to this later because the rest of the 7 Deadly Sins drawings are actually in storage right now. So I need to go and rummage through the box and look through and bring those up maybe for the next stream, because a couple of people were interested in seeing them. So yeah, sorry about that. I'll get back to it later. But seeing as I do have drawings pulled out, let's have a look. What is this? Oh. I'm not going to show you that one. That one might happen still. So keep that on the down low. What is this? And these ones are drawn out on the backs of old wallpaper. Oh, so here you go. Here's the data list. With the Icarus headstock still going traditional instead of reversed. And this has changed ever so slightly. Not by much, but it has changed a little bit since those days. Which means that there should also be the Icarus. And I presume that it is not this one. This one is 3-string bass. 3-string fretless bass that I made for Johnny. Right here. So this is what the plan started out as and what it looks like. I'll bring the camera back a little bit. Maybe you can see it a bit better. There we go. So this is what it essentially started as. And this is what the end result ended up being. So basically, we're not far off. The only thing that's a bit different is the pickup placement, but not by much. The headstock is round about the same shape, except a bit more angled. But other than that, it is, if I put it on here, okay. The scale length is different. I think we changed the scale length on this ever so slightly. But yeah, that's the drawing for that one. Now, I did say that I'm going to do some inlay. I'm hoping to get to that. Get to that bit. I'm just going to go through the rest of the drawings and plans that I have here. Just because, you know, I took them out, so I might as well just go through them. What is this? This is a blank piece of wallpaper. Then that would mean that this is the Icarus. Yeah. So that's the Icarus guitar, and the body shape has changed quite a bit. The carving might change. We'll look into that, maybe. But honestly, I had forgotten about doing the carve like that on the cutaway. I might get back to that, because that's not too bad. The headstock is reversed though, and it's slightly longer. But yeah, other than that, this is not that far off. It's really interesting. I haven't looked at these drawings in ages. But this is pretty cool. So, this is the original plan for the AH guitar that I made. And I designed this during a Facebook stream on the RT group. And yeah, dude, this is fun. I'm really thinking whether I should send this onward to someone or just have it for the time being. We'll see if something comes of this, but this is a really cool thing to have. If I ever get my own workshop, hopefully I will. But when I get my own workshop, I might even hang up these old plans somewhere. We'll see. What a trip down memory lane that was. Such a trip down memory lane that I've forgotten to eat my sandwich. Alright. How you guys doing? You guys doing okay? Need some inlay material, so I'm gonna go grab some pearl. Like so. Need to grab my reference material here. Not that one. There we are. Reference material. Gonna need glue, gonna need tape, and going to need the camera. But yeah. Apologies for the fact that this seems like absolute chaos, because it undoubtedly has been chaotic today. Hi, I can see my face. But yeah, essentially, like, I got out of work. I was supposed to be home like 1:45. I had to go get a new microwave from the post office. Then a guy came to buy one of my old laptops because I had no use for it. someone was supposed to come and pick up the old microwave, but that's been rescheduled. And then all this stuff. And of course I was supposed to take the dog out for a walk too, and I haven't had time for that. So unfortunately, I need to apologize to my girlfriend for not taking the dog out yet. Yeah, that's kind of been my day, rushing around. Rushing and rushing and rushing. And I am supremely annoyed by the fact that I should, by all means, have my brain's completely fried. Wait, hold on, it's coming back to me. Nope, blanking. Need to get some water. Yeah, water. That'll solve a lot of things. I don't know what I was about to say, so I'm just going to continue otherwise. Anywho, the Celeste 2.0 is actually currently in the works at the workshop, and the top of it is gluing up along with the binding on the fretboard. I am going to be going back to the workshop on Saturday morning and hopefully doing the bulk of the work. So routing pickup cavities, getting top flush with the rest of the body, fixing some of the stuff with the body that I mentioned on the previous stream that got a little cocked up, and yeah, start working on the neck. Hopefully I can get that neck going pretty soon. But what we are planning on doing today on stream is I wanted something a little different for the Celeste and the logo, because usually I would have a aluminium, inlay that I engrave. That's the shield. But this one's a little bit more special, so I want to do something a little different. I don't have the time to do acid etching, which I'm going to do on the production models, so instead I'm going to do something else that's very time consuming, and I am going to make the logo out of pearl, or attempt to do so, and fail miserably if things go poorly. Hopefully it won't come to that though. Hopefully things will go well and swimmingly. I do have my favorite blade, or scalpel I should say. I have my favorite scalpel here. Do have that. I do not have a block on which to cut, which I need to grab. I can see it, but it's out of reach. There. There. Alright. Let's have a look at the thing that really sucks on the overlays that I have here on Twitch is essentially this bar right here. It's not working for some reason. It should show my follower count because I'm trying to kind of count up to 100, but it's not showing the ones that I already have, and it is fairly annoying. Anywho, let us find an appropriate piece of pearl. Let's first find an appropriate piece of inlay, or stuff to inlay. I'll bring the camera in closer in just a sec, but for the time being, I'm going to keep it here, where it is. Okay, so let us pick out a size of inlay that we want. It's either going to be this one or that one. Damn, I don't have the necks here for size comparison, but I think this is roughly the right size. There we go. So essentially what I'm looking for is doing the outlines. So I'm going to have the X, the letters, and then the outline of the shield. So what? 4 pieces of pearl. And yeah, that is definitely going to be quite an ordeal. It doesn't fit here. No, not quite. Damn, that would have been perfect. Does fit here though. Oh yeah, but that's got the bubble in it. Just hits that bubble, so I can't really use it. Or can I? Maybe I'll use the other side. Maybe I will use the other side. Avoid most of it. Now, I can use the supremely thin stuff on here as well, because I'm probably not going to have any use for it otherwise. So, alright. This is going to be a pretty tricky inlay because it's pretty small, but it's also extremely intricate in that I need to get the letters, the shield, and the X in the middle. So if I can find some stuff like this, that's already kind of pointy. I can make those into letters and or the X without too much effort. So I'll keep those on standby. Should I do it the one bit smaller? Would it be too small? Would it be too small? No, I want to keep that, and I'm going to do it out of this piece here. So, wanna. I do want to cut these letters out. I just think that it might be worthwhile to actually utilize as much of. Hello! Welcome to the stream. Doing some overly intricate inlays this time around. How you doing? Hope you've had a lovely Wednesday so far. I'm glad to see you. Remember kids, always glue your fingers together with super glue. Don't. It's fairly annoying. Yeah, more inlays. So basically these are going to be going on the Celeste, and I am doing the IP shield logo. Should be interesting, to say the very least. Oh yeah, how's the music, by the way? Is it good enough? It's not too loud. It was blaring a bit at the start of the stream, so I think I got it to a tolerable level now. A lot of glue for something so small. There. I was working on my pine guitar build. I realized that my body is warped, kind of like a wave if you look at it from the back end grain where the bridge is. Oh man, that sucks. So, can you, or do you have the capacity to would you be able to thin it out a little bit, so planing it or sanding it, or is it how badly worked? Because if you can get away with just sanding it out and flat, then that would be good. And you don't need to worry about too much. Still sucks, of course, but and you know, you always have the option of, if it's gonna take away too much material, then you could thin it out first, so plane it, and then add a top onto it, which would then, you know, put back the material that you kind of took off in a way. Yeah, the IP logo is for the ongoing build that I'm doing the series on as well. So the Celeste 2.0, which is the semi-hollow with the beautiful walnut top as well. So it's gonna have this logo in pearl, if I can if I can do it. Hopefully I can. Now. I don't need to use that. Should be able to do it with this as well. I'm gonna bring you guys closer in just a bit, but first I'm just gonna do all the prep work before I do that. So. Bad thing about pearl is that it is extremely fragile, so I need to be careful about drilling into it so I don't crack it. Not quite through it yet. Come on. There we go. Should be possible. I got some P80 sandpaper. The back is the worst, top is okay. I'm gonna check to be sure. I'm thinking of doing a 3D printed logo that gets screwed in with 2 screws above the neck pocket like Strandberg has. Dude, that sounds awesome. Yeah, totally. Like, if you can pull that off, that sounds so badass. I've always loved 3D logos, and I gotta admit, there's a part of me, a small part of me, that really wants to kind of make this logo as well that I'm working on 3D, but whether I have time to do that properly, I don't know. Alright. So, yeah, I finally went and got myself some new coping saw blades. And these should do the trick very nicely now. I just hope that I got the right ones that will cut pearl well enough, because the ones that I buy, they are very poorly labeled, and what little there is I just use Google Translate on because they are German. But a good trusty German blade is always nice in most cases. Yeah, okay. If your top is completely flat, then you should be just fine. And you know, if you're lucky and the back of the guitar actually warps out, you know, like this, then you could just say that, yeah, it has a comfort carve on it. I don't know. Okay, let us begin with inlay stuff. We're now, what, almost an hour into the stream, and now I'm getting to the part that I said I would do on stream. So, you know. Sorry, trying to get the camera set up. Okay, bring that down. Okay. Okay. Hello, King Marco. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. And you're just in time because I'm just about to start doing some work. Finally. Took me forever to get to this part, but we're here. Yeah, I'm good. It's been very hectic, but now that I'm actually getting to do stuff, I'm feeling a lot better about a lot of things. Lifting up the table without actually pulling the plug on the camera there. All right, so here we go. All my cameras are rolling. And first, I'm basically gonna cut the inlet or the inside of the shield. And then after that, I'm gonna file down the inside so it's actually accurate and what I want it to be. And then I'm gonna cut the outside, and then I'm gonna file the outside. That way I'm not working with two small pieces and should be able to get things done just fine. Yeah, I realize I didn't do the engraving part. I don't think I really need to with something like this. It's a fairly... the shape is something that I'm very much used to. I mean, it is my logo after all. So I do trust that I'll be able to make it look the right way. Now, if I were smart, I would cut the X in the middle as well. I could do that. I probably should do that. I'm going for a full signal white body, but to be honest, maybe I will keep it all natural and do a satin finish. Is it okay if I send pictures through Instagram DM? Of course. Hey, go for it. I love to see what other people are working on. Trying to think of what would be the best way of doing this. Yeah, I'll cut out the X. This blade feels really nice. Like actually, how would I put it? It feels very quick to cut. But it's very sharp. And I don't feel almost any resistance on it. If no, actually, never mind. I was gonna say if this goes well, I might do this for the Heafy guitar, but seeing as it is technically a production model, I will keep it the same as with the rest of the production models. So not gonna do it for that one. Although I gotta admit, this blade does feel like it is actually dulling out pretty quick. So we'll see if this ends up breaking. Well, it probably will. But when this ends up breaking, I'll try the other blades that I bought, see if they work a little bit better. The only difference between the two is just that they have, ones have a bit more tooth per inch than the others. But that could be the deciding factor in this. Alright, I do expect to see some pictures soon. I will. I can actually cut this camera because my batteries are... Oh man, I forgot I lifted the camera. Damn, I haven't been filming anything. Or I lifted the table, so I forgot to lift the camera as well. So I've just been recording thin air, basically. It's going to have White Invader knockoff pickups. All right. Oh, there we go. What the hell? All of a sudden this blade just started ripping through the stuff. So maybe the pearl had some harder part to it that it was having a harder time cutting through. I don't know. Or it kind of hit the grain of the pearl. first piece is cut out. Well, not the first piece, but first bit of excess cut off now. So what I'm gonna do next is I am going to clean that up a good bit. I won't do the lines or the cross quite as small as on the print here, because that would be difficult. So I'm widening it out, widening it out ever so slightly. There, right? That's the first bit done. Yeah, not the best ones for sure, but cheap enough for an experiment. Oh, you mean the pickups? Now I can cut the camera. Blade is tensioned up, and then we're going to do the next one. Basically working around in quarters on this. Oh, sorry, I didn't even realize that the camera was shaking that bad. Has it been causing a lot of noise? If it has, sorry. Okay. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I suspect that once it starts getting a bit more, well, once there's less material to work with, so when things get thin, I suspect it'll start breaking up into pieces. I'm not really looking forward to that, but it is something that can and probably will happen. I'm just wondering whether I should actually already engrave the X part. We'll see. Ooh. The corners here are bad where I need to turn around because that's more prone to get the blade caught, and then if the blade gets caught it might snap stuff off, which is far from ideal. Alright, which way am I going to do this? Here. I'm sorry I'm a little quiet while I do this stuff. It's just I'm really concentrating on not breaking anything, blade or inlay. But at least now you have some background music instead of just nothing. Because that would have been boring. Now it's getting to a point where breakage is expected. I might just cut out the X and only then do all the filing. We'll see. Because I still would need to do the ends of it. Okay, not quite yet. There. All right. So that's what we're looking at right now. So a little bit more to go. My laptop keeps on turning off, which is not really good if I'm trying to monitor the stream. I did turn this off, right? Nope, no I didn't. So the thing that's on the lowest battery, I am keeping on and active. Not very smart of me. Alright. Moving on. I might just cut the perimeter and then go back. And what would be the easiest? I'll figure it out. Might be easiest just to cut the X out at this point and then go back and trim the triangles out, because then I would have more material to work with. There we go, first breakage. Lasted a lot longer than I thought it would. Alright, let us try the other blades. See what they're like. If they cut any better. Or if it's round about the same. And yeah, I'm always making sure that the teeth are downwards. So when I'm cutting, it's cutting on the down pull instead of the upstroke. That's the sound you want to hear. Oop, but I put it on prematurely. Put it in here. Put it in there. There. It's funny when I keep saying things that bring to mind or make me want to do stupid jokes that are either from like Brooklyn Nine-Nine or The Office. And just to put it out there, we just started watching The Office. I think we're on, yeah, we just started season 4 at this point. Have not seen it before this, so we're a little late to the game. It's fun to see what all the memes are about, finally. Okay, this blade cuts so much better. So yeah, basically there's less TPI, so less teeth per inch. So that means that there's more space and it's taking away a lot more material, because basically that space in between is... Wow, why is my brain not functioning? Just Google saw blades teeth per inch and you'll get a better understanding than my babbles. My babbling, I should say. sip of water. How you guys doing? Never heard of The Office, actually. I'm more into the crime series. I get that. Yeah, let's see. What am I most into? I don't know. We watch a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. And our list keeps on getting bigger and bigger, and we never get through anything because we might not always feel like continuing on a series. So at the moment we're watching The Office, US version, One Piece, the Netflix Castlevania anime, Clone Wars, because we want to get to Mandalorian. Disenchantment. A lot, oddly enough, a lot of animations going on right now, but there's stuff in the pipeline that we do need to get to. Like, I really want to watch The Witcher. I guess, yeah, more fantasy, sci-fi, stuff like that. But I guess the last thing that we just finished was Haunting of Bly Manor, and that was freaking good. Really like that. Not really into horrors and stuff like that, but I thought that was more of a thriller, and it was actually very, very interesting to watch. Ending was kind of poo, but otherwise very interesting to watch. Just talked about the last Evangelion movie coming out. It came out on Saturday. Came out on Monday in Japan. So waiting for those last 4 movies to hit, somewhere where we can watch it. Yep. Hey, if you're really into Star Wars, let me show you something. Just a sec. This is going out on a tangent, but it's what I do. I aim to make a better one, but this is already a lot better than the previous iteration, but basically a quick mock-up lightsaber that I think has the battery depleted off the LED or the glow stick. But yeah, Halloween costume that is ever developing and something that I want to actually do properly at some point, like actually make a proper lightsaber. I have this whole outfit and everything else planned, and oddly enough, all this came together the first time around when we were going to a Star Wars marathon at a friend's place, and then we realized that it was a dress-up thing. So we spent the entire morning making lightsabers with my girlfriend and came up with the costumes and everything. And then went to the party, realized that we were very much overdressed, but to hell with it. Did the whole 9 yards, makeup and everything, and it was awesome. So yes, I am a freaking nerd, a geek, and I am proud of that fact. When everyone else, as children, wanted to be firefighters and policemen, I wanted to be Spider-Man. I'm not kidding. I wanted to be Spider-Man. Oh, May the 4th, Bad Batch will be released. Yep, looking forward to that. Speaking of Star Wars stuff, I actually also have a sort of joke parody metal band that is Star Wars related with a friend, which is Death Falcon. We released the first song from Death Falcon and the Facebook page and everything else at the exact same time and same day as Galactic Empire. We had zero budget and they have a lot of budget, so they got a lot more recognition than we did, and yeah, well-produced stuff, and ours is not. But original song, we have a full record worth of stuff, just need to finish it, really. But yeah. You can find it. You can find some of the songs online. They're ridiculous and very much tongue in cheek. I think the first single was called "The Fastest Ship in the Galaxy." The next one was "Dueling the Throne Room," I believe. And then there's "Stay on Target" was the third single that we put out. Sorry, going out on tangents really, but yeah. But just know how far are you with Clone Wars? Have you seen the Bad Batch episodes? I haven't gotten to the Bad Batch episodes just yet, I don't think. And where we are with my girlfriend, because she hasn't seen the series before, I can't remember what episode we're on, but we're not that far into it. But I don't believe I'm quite at the Bad Batch. No, I would know, so I'll say no, I'm not the Bad Batch. And Rebels, I watched the first season, and after that, it went off the air, in Finland at least, so I haven't seen the newer stuff. But looking forward to completing all my watching of all my Star Wars stuff, because I love that stuff. But I will say this, that I am aware of what the Bad Batch is. Rexing Around podcast is a Star Wars podcast. I recommend checking it out. Cool. Yeah, keep the spoilers to yourself for now. I'll probably get back to it once I've actually seen everything. And yeah, we're watching things on Disney Plus. Everything is on there. And yeah, got that pretty much immediately. Never thought that a guitar building stream would end up in discussing what I watch and where. Certainly I wouldn't have expected things to turn into me talking about Star Wars stuff, but hey, I'm fine with it. there we go. So now we have the X in the middle cut out, and it just needs to be finessed ever so slightly, but there we have it. Just gonna put down some so-called double-sided tape. So I believe that that's the top. Well, we'll see. Should be symmetrical. There. You know what I love about the Clone Wars? The quality progression. That, definitely. Like, we were looking at that with the current season that we're on, and comparing it to the first, man, there's a huge leap in quality. And I know for a fact that it gets even better because I've gotten to the whole mall parts and everything else. Let's see, what is the time? Okay, I do need to start wrapping up soon. I'm gonna just cut out these last two parts, and then that will be it for the screen. That is cut out. The last piece I'm going to cut, and now I'm just going to clean it up ever so slightly, just to kind of wrap things up here. I almost bought the Lego Star Wars X-Wing and TIE Fighter, but sadly I had to take a pass. I have to eat now, have a lovely day. Yep, thanks for joining in on the stream. You have a great day too, and yes, go eat. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing right up the stream. Which is why I need to end it as well. Okay, a little bit more to go. Almost there. A bit of a bigger file for this part. That noise is terrible. All right, almost there. There. And I believe that that is a good point to actually stop. And move on to other things now. Alright. Thank you guys very much for watching. I am gonna wrap this up now, and I'll be back next week with a new stream, and on Sunday with a new video. Bye.